And I'm so excited to have another episode with you today with rock star, fearless leader from Philadelphia, Miss Maria. She's joining me this morning. She has a busy schedule, and I appreciate you being on. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, her team, how she's killing it in this crazy market, and she's been growing. I've been watching her for a while now, and she's been doing amazing job with mindset, growing her people, growing her team. Maria, I am super excited to have you with me today. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Rima. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's great to see you.
So great to see you. So tell me a little bit about yourself so the audience can know who you are. I know you're a rock star, but let's hear all about it.
Thank you. You're so gracious. So I got into the real estate industry about 18 years ago, just a minute ago. And I came from the advertising world. I was selling radio advertising for 11 years prior to that. And so I learned how to do door knocking by going door to door. I actually started door to door knocking when I was a little kid, selling cards, Christmas cards, Hanukkah cards, and wrapping paper.
Wow.
And every item I sold, I made $1. So my motivation was to buy presents for my family from the church Christmas bazaar.
Wow.
So that was the first, I think so. I started my entrepreneur journey, I guess, when I was about like 9 or 10 or something. Door to door, knock, knock, knock. 128. So I made $128 that year.
Boy, 128 so many years ago was something. For how old were you?
So many years ago. And then when I got into the advertising world right after college, I graduated on a Thursday and I started my career on a Monday, the Monday after. So no downtime, no like trip to Europe or whatever people do these days. None of that. Right to work. And I got into selling advertising and I had no idea what I was doing. And I had call reluctance. I was afraid of the phone. I was scared to death on a daily basis about having to call, not just like in real estate, you call regular people. I was calling business owners. And so I learned how to connect with them. And what I did is I actually just used to show up at people's businesses and find out who the person was that handled the advertising. And then I would go back and have the business card and their name and number. And I go back and then I would call them and then I would set an appointment. I'd say, yeah, I stopped in your store the other day. I want to talk to you about how I can get you on TV and make you famous. I used to say all kinds of stuff, and then I would get appointments and I started to, make headway and I just kept doing the work and I kept showing up. And then within 16 months, I was the number 2 salesperson in the company.
Wow. I love the way you kept showing up. No matter what, you kept showing up. I love that.
So showing up is key.
Fast forward, what got you into real estate?
So 11 years in that, and I was kind of ready to move on. And a friend of mine said, what about real estate? And I said, I don't know. I don't really know that much about it. And actually, I did know something about it because I bought a condo a few years before this. And I bought the condo with no realtor, and the seller had no realtor. So 2 FSBOs, first time buyer, me I guess, whatever you want to call me, first time buyer, no representation, seller, no representation, and the transaction closed. I would say for the longest time, I have no idea how it closed, but I do. It's called persistence and grit and being the solution and figuring shit out. So I was able to figure stuff out. That was like in 2000 or 2001, actually. Amazing. And so fast forward a couple of years later, my friend said real estate. And I met with his business partner at the time. And I asked him a lot of questions about the industry. And the next thing I knew, I decided I was going to do it. And I signed up for the school, and it was the weekend classes, and I was working full time. And I took the classes on the 3 weekends. I finished. That was in January of 2004. By March 31st, I had my first closing. And then the second closing was maybe 5 weeks later. And that closing, my second closing in 2004, was for a 4-unit building for $1,050,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So my first year, so from March 31 till the end of December, I had 17 closed transactions. And back then, that was a lot of closed transactions for somebody who had another full-time career.
100%.
It was like $70,000 in commission to me. And then I left that career in February. Actually, it was February 5th, 2005. 255-252-005.
And you decided to
How can I forget that date?
Full-time real estate.
Full-time real estate. I had an assistant within 2 months because the paperwork was not my friend at all. And then I had a team pretty quickly that year. I decided, and it wasn't popular then. Teams were not a popular thing. In fact, people didn't like that I had a team. They're like, who does she think she is? Team, Q team, Quattrone team. They did. People made fun of me. And, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So
okay, you're here today, huh?
hit the ground running and build a team, and did that for a long while. Then in 2013, 2013, end of 13, I bought Remax franchise. In January 14, I opened. And when we opened, I was like, great, we'll just keep doing the same thing. That does not work. Doing the same thing with the brokerage does not work. I knew nothing about a brokerage, how to run a brokerage. I knew nothing about operations. I knew a bunch of nothing. I did know one thing, though. I didn't know how to sell real estate. So I continued to sell the real estate. And I struggled like what I wanted to do. Dude, I want to have just a brokerage, and I want to have a team office. What was it that I wanted to do? So I decided that I wanted to, in 16, I said, I won't do any of it. I'm just going to have myself, a couple key people, another maybe 1 or 2 agents, and a team of people around me. And I built like this, I call it the big marketing machine. It's like a 20-foot steel wheel, and it takes a lot to get that turning. But once that starts to turn, it's very hard to stop the momentum. So fast forward to now, in the last year-ish, little less than a year, we started to bring in other folks, our agent partners. And the end of last year, we started our scholarship program. So that's been interesting in a lot of ways. Learned a lot about people, a lot about how, how do you know somebody just comes off the street, they want to be in real estate? You ever meet so many people, they just say, I want to be in real estate. Mm-hmm. But how many will actually do the work that's required to have a fruitful real estate career and not just do real estate?
Correct. So let me pause you here. You're talking about the scholarship program. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your scholarship program and what you provide your agents, your community, including that program.
So it's a turnkey program for the right person. We have been focusing on women, particularly women and minorities. And we bring them through. We partner with a real estate school. We are not the school to get the license, but we partnered with the school. And during that time, the first part of it actually is they have to apply. We had over 1,300 people apply this in the past 7 months. And obviously, we can't take 1,300 people. Yeah, and there's a series of things. So like the first step is do these videos. The second step is we give them a call. We invite them for a group interview. We ask key questions during this group interview, and how you perform during that time determines whether you accepted into the program or not. But once you are accepted into the program, we provide support and coaching through the time you're in the classes. And then after you finish and you pass the classes, You have to take the exam. Once you pass the exam, then we bring you into our 2-week program, which is called Verizon Real Estate Academy. It's an internal program that I created the curriculum using lots of different things. And they are put right into that program. And by week 2, they're on the phones, talking to their SOI, that's sphere of influence. And then they can go into the database and start calling into our database. So it's been a really good program. The people that pass, that make it through, that get all the way through, we've had, I'd say 50% success rate, probably.
That's amazing. So you're helping the community, you're helping the people, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And you brought how many agents so far from the program?
It's hard to say exactly because some of them don't make that past the 90-day. But so here's the thing. So the first hurdle is passing the real estate class. Some of them don't pass. Then they take the test. And I would say only 30% pass the test. That's it.
Wow. Is it? Every state is different. You're in Philadelphia, you're in Pennsylvania, we're in California. California is not easy too. A lot of people, they don't pass it the first time, but we can retake it right away.
You can retake it. It's $49. One of our scholars took it 10 times.
Oh boy. Well, they passed.
Well, it's called grit.
They're still with you? And probably they're killing it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, amazing. And
so, some pass the first time. And then, so once they pass, we have our training program 10 times a year, and it's for 2 weeks. So they get in that. And as soon as they're out, hopefully they have appointments and they can go ahead and sell real estate.
Love it.
So we've had some success where some of them actually wrote deals and contracts in the first week. If you do the work, Rima, look, it works. Work works. Say it all the time. I go around the office. Work works. Don't make things complicated.
No, don't make it complicated. Show up. That's what I tell my team. If you keep showing up, things will show up for you.
Absolutely.
Let's show up every single freaking day. I love your logo, Be the Solution. I love that. Where did that come from?
It came from, so during the beginning of COVID, a lot of what I did prior to COVID was out and about, going to this event, that thing. And once COVID happened, I was a little bit lost, maybe not lost, but I didn't know what I was going to do. But we decided very quickly to go live on Facebook. And then the lives on Facebook, when it said, we're going to do a podcast. And so what can it be called? And then I was thinking, what do we do? What do we do for our clients? What do we do? And at the time we were focused, it was more client driven than agent driven, but what do we do for our people? And I said, we provide solutions. Over the years, I built my business calling Expired Listings. So we're a solution finder. We get paid a lot of money. The bigger the problem, the harder the solution, the bigger the paycheck. So solve complex problems
and get the rewards too, right?
Yeah.
The biggest rewards in all ways.
Yeah. So we started. So the podcast became born in literally 10 days into COVID. It was pretty crazy. I moved quickly. And be the solution. So that's our number one core value at MQA, is to be the solution. We talk about it all the time. People ask, I say, well, we can't focus on the problem. You have to focus on the solution. And most of the times, 85% of the problems can be solved very quickly. So those that can be solved very quickly, focus on solving them swiftly and focus on the solution instead of the problem. So it may sound easier said than done, but it's totally possible to do if you have that mindset.
And speaking of mindset, what do you do for your agents, for yourself? Real estate is not easy. It is, it sometimes we go through struggles as leaders, our agents through struggles. What's the one thing that you guys do as a community together to keep, especially in this changing market, to keep your mindset, to keep focused, to keep going, to keep your agents going, and lead them the best way possible? Because I strongly believe like you have to work on yourself to perform for others. You have to work on you. But what, as far as Maria, what does she do to herself and her agents?
So one, we do a group call every morning. We have a huddle every morning at 8:30. And I think that that's really important as a community to be able to converse and share. Were you able to do your commitment? What is your commitment today? Be intentional. And so that everybody can hear everybody else's wins too. So like, what was your win of the day? What's the win of the week? We always want to celebrate the wins. Keeping your mindset strong, celebrating the wins, no matter how small, finding a win daily to celebrate, I think is key. Also working on yourself, like if it's for your health, I would say everybody should do something for themselves every morning. Go for a walk, take a bike ride, go lift weights, read a book, write in your journal. Do something every morning for yourself that is just for you so that you can have a successful morning. And if we can master our morning, everything else takes care of itself. So focusing on the morning, focusing on your schedule, focusing on, doing the right things and doing the work is very important to your mindset. If you do and win small wins, you build confidence. Confidence gives momentum, gives more confidence, makes you want to do more. I use myself as an example. I stopped eating sugar 5 months ago. John posted in the 31-day challenge for March. Okay, so I wrote sugar and some other BS. But the one thing I did 100% was there's no sugar. And I'm still doing it. So then I'm like, okay, well, let me go for a walk. I'll start taking some more walks. Okay, great. Let's get back on riding the bike. So now, last weekend I did a 17-mile bike ride. Okay, great. Stopped eating less. I don't eat gluten. But stop eating less complex carbohydrates. So I did that. Okay, great. What's more? Great. Go to the gym, lift weights. Because you're doing it and you want to do more, because you're keeping your commitment to yourself. You keep your commitment and makes you push to want to do more. When you don't keep your commitment, you don't want to do anything.
100%.
So just make a commitment, whatever it is. Don't make an excuse for not making it. Okay. Either you made it, you did it, or you didn't do it. There is no in between. I have to train everyone. I couldn't make my calls because XYZ. Somebody came by and visited. The power went out. Whatever story. It's just, that's all it is. In the realm of all possibility, could that commitment have been made? 99% of the time, yes, it could have been made. Assuming you're not sick or something like that. So teaching everyone to keep their commitments. And if you can't make a commitment that you can't keep. So try to make commitments that you can keep and then build upon that. So one of the first things we do in Verizon Real Estate Academy is that we read The Compound Effect. That is part of our curriculum. It starts on day 1 and we review it every single day after that, every morning. And we talk about it. And I say, write notes down. We're going to dive deep into this book. And it's interesting because a lot of people have not read that book. I know in real estate, a lot of people have, but in life, a lot of people have not read the book. And so it really, really opens people's eyes to what's possible and how it works and how you're building and layering. And you started here, and then 3 months later, look how far you've come. A year later, look how far you've come. Look at yourself. Look how far you've come.
Reading.
I watched you.
We're watching each other, honey. What's your favorite book other than The Compound Effect?
I love The E-Myth. Revisit it, Michael Gerber. I think that's a really good book for a business person to wrap your head around. Like, you can't do everything. You need to have certain people. I'm reading this book right now, The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire by Deepak Chopra. I like him a lot. He's cool. I'm reading One More by Ed Milet. That's my newest book. I picked that up last weekend.
The power of what of the power of one more or
The
something.
Power of One More.
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I bought that.
Yeah, I just started it. It's I like Ed. I mean, he's cool.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
And I mean it one of the oldest books, Think and Grow Rich. I have to go back and read that book though because it's been a while.
how
And
often do you read? Do you read every single day?
do I read every day? I'd say not every day, but every week I read. I try to. I have time on the weekends. Is usually when I read.
Got it. It's
Not during the day. I do my exercise in the morning, and then I get right on to getting shit done.
and Maria, the crazy thing is, I mean, not the crazy thing, but the thing is, like people need to realize, like successful people, most of them have the same habits. They get up early, they exercise, they read, they meditate before they take on their day. They take care of themselves and they win the morning before they go on in the day. And it's a habit with every successful person. Look at all the successful people that we follow, we watch, John's included, and they follow the same habit: exercise, meditate, read, and take on the day. You take care of you first. And I love reading. I'm so Audible too. I do Audible because I'm driving. We drive a lot. We're on the
Yeah.
road. So I
So
do both.
that's good. I listen to podcasts at the gym. I usually am listening to some kind of podcast. That right now I've been listening to Ed Milet, but I switch up. I did go from person to person every, so often, depending on
Yeah, on the
what I'm
mood.
in the mood for.
I do the same thing too. It's like, oh, I didn't finish that book. Let me go to that book. I do the same thing. But I mean, other than instead of doing music and things that's not, feeding our brain, our mind, and our hearts, I love to watch podcasts or Audible, and anything that helps us grow. I don't like the news. I don't like TV. I don't watch TV. Do you watch TV?
I watch TV more in the winter here because it's
It's cold.
cold but now like in the summertime, I'm not home a lot. I'm working, or when I get home, I cook dinner and then I'm tired and I go to bed, and during this like Thursdays night till Monday morning, I'm at the beach. So I work from here. Like right now, I'm down. I'm not on the beach. I'm at the beach. Yeah, down the
Uh,
shore. We call it down the shore. So I'm work from here on Fridays, and so splitting time. I don't ever like to put the TV on. My husband sometimes he likes like Formula One and things like that. I'm like, put my ear, put my headset on and put something on.
yeah,
But in
yeah.
the winter, I do watch TV like maybe on the weekends or sometimes at night. But most of the shows that I watch they're not on. So
What's your favorite quote?
quote.
Yeah.
Mm, work works is probably progress, not perfection. Is a big one. Is I think you focus on just making progress. Carpe diem, seize the day.
Nice. And your organization now is how many agents?
That's a moving target every day. It's so I think we're at 23, 24 around there, and then staff. So we're just like around under 30 people, about
It's
30.
crazy. Not too long ago, you were not that big.
No, and we have goals to continue to grow much, much larger and expand. So,
What's your goal as far as how big you want to grow your team?
um, we have a commitment to meet by in 20 months to be at about 100 agents within
Wow,
the next
that's
20 within the next 20 months by December 31st, 2023.
100 agents. Amazing.
100 agents, yeah, and we're going to expand from down to where I am right now, down to the shore, all the way up through the counties, all of the counties of Philadelphia. So the furthest out from Philadelphia, it's just like Westchester all the way out there is probably about hour and 15 minutes. And then from down the shore, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. So we're like going like that. And like that.
Large area. I love
We
it.
have a lot of work to do. We have a lot going on. I also purchased last year a Motto Mortgage franchise. So that opened this year. It's been tough. It's been tough finding the right people, but I think we're making good headway. And we have a joint venture that we're doing with the title company. I'm also doing a book collaboration called Fearless Female Leaders, Their Untold Stories Revealed. So I'm super excited about that. That should be launching hopefully at the end of October.
Awesome.
And I bought also we insure for insurance. We Insure Expert Solutions is the name of the company. And hopefully goal is to have that person on board in September. So.
Wow. So you have a lot on your plate. And the question that I'm going to ask you, how do you find time to do all of that?
Time block. Put it in the schedule. If it goes in the schedule, it gets done. There's things right now that aren't in the schedule. Like I need to book an airline ticket somewhere. I need to put it in the schedule. So.
Are you coming to Tahoe? Is that the airline ticket?
Oh, no, I am coming to Tahoe, but no, it's Nashville actually for the Remax broker owner.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not the broker, but I am the owner, so I'm going. But my husband is going as well.
That's amazing. Yeah. So time blocking is key. I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in the day.
You have the same, and you have to prioritize, and you have to decide more than just time blocking, Rima. It's really deciding what you want. And deciding what you will do or what you won't do. And I just stopped doing a bunch of stuff. I just said I'm not doing anymore.
And you have to leverage too. Again.
So that's part of the not doing. I didn't just not do it. I gave it to somebody else to do.
Right. Because they can do it probably better than I can.
There's most of the things can be done by somebody else better.
Yeah.
100%.
We get so controlled and tied up on things that we think we can only do it ourselves.
No, I don't think that. I think everybody can do everything better than me.
That's good.
I want to take everything on my.
I'm still working on that myself.
Yes, take it off.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what's the future? What's you looking for as far as finishing 2022 for you and your team?
Let's see.
Are you on track with your guys' goals and numbers?
It's all about this year of building our agent partners, and recruiting, retaining, and training those folks. So that's
your number one priority.
Not an easy thing, but we're doing it, and we're learning along the way.
100%.
You know?
So
our goal by 12/31 is to be at 50 agents on the team. We're a team office, so we just run like one big team. We support them with opportunities to work. We're a very busy office. This year's been hard. It's been a tough market here in Philadelphia for many reasons. I don't want to get into all of what they are because they're not positive things. So, you got to zig and zag. We also do commercial real estate, which I do some of those transactions, but most of the transactions are done by the office now. I am involved with my job as the owner is I make it rain. I bring the opportunities in, whatever that means, through all different avenues. And then there are all kinds of people who will then take the ball and run with it.
That's awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see what is ahead for you and your team. I know you're going to kill it from where you came and where you're at. It's like, wow, night and day. And I see you and I'm excited for you. And let's keep pushing it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing. And I can't wait to see you in September.
Yeah, I'll see you in September for sure. I cannot wait. Are you doing the hike?
Yes.
You are? Yes. Let's do it.
Indeed.
Okay, Maria. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Mwah.